Hey everyone, what's up? It's Sarah and welcome back to my channel. If things look a little bit different, it is because I am at my parents' house in California. I had to travel last minute and I wanted to come on and talk to you guys. So here I am. This video, we're going to be talking about Kody and Robyn's rules and just kind of some of the just sheer privilege that I don't think that they've taken into account, like their working kids and obviously other working wives, because they have a lot of privilege in their being social media stars, being reality TV stars, that they have an opportunity to generate an income and stay inside their house. So we're going to talk about that. Before we get into that video, I wanted to just point out when narcissism comes around and bites you in the ass. So yesterday, Jeffrey Paschall from 90 Day Fiancés, if you guys have been following this story, I did a video on it when he was found guilty 3 months ago on aggravated kidnapping and domestic assault. He was found guilty. There was a mandatory minimum of 12 years in prison, and because of his previous criminal record, he is not eligible for parole. Well, yesterday was his sentencing, and I will link the court TV footage if you want to go back and watch and hear the victim impact statements from them and just the total cringe of his defense attorney. It was a lot. But anyways, essentially the prosecution had recommended 16 years. And the judge sentenced Jeffrey to 18 years. He has to serve 100% of this sentence. Initially, when he was charged with this crime, he was offered a plea deal that I believe was going to have no prison time. This is the narcissist's downfall, right? Like, I mean, he is being held accountable for his crimes, and that is fantastic. These women are so brave for coming forward to speak out against him. But what an idiot. What an idiot. He dug his own grave. He made his own bed. Now he has to lie in it. So I just wanted to touch on that really quickly. By now, we have discussed the rules ad nauseum. We've talked about, did Kody just make these up last minute because he couldn't hold off the wives and his other kids any longer? Like, were they really following them? Are they really following them? Who knows? The rules have been discussed at length. Well, I wanted to talk today about the fact that what I've seen Kody display is a complete just non-understanding of what it's like for his regular folk kids and wives who aren't relying on nannies and reality TV income to survive. One of the things I talked about early on in one of my videos about the rules, when we have talked about the rules, is that this is not a problem specific to the Brown family. We have all struggled with coping with work, school, children, schooling your children, childcare, seeing your families. Members of our families have gotten sick, passed away. We've had to deal births. We've had to deal with life amid the pandemic, and it has been a struggle for everybody to do it in the safest way possible. The thing is, and what Kody fails to realize, is there just is no absolutes. There are people that they have to work to function. They have to operate their business to function, and it's just not black and white. One of the things I saw early on get just pointed out and talked about was how people really didn't appreciate these videos from celebrities in their McMansions, like telling us they're in it with us. Like, at the beginning of the pandemic, I was living in a 700 square foot apartment. If I had a beachfront Malibu mansion, I would have seen the pandemic just a wee bit differently. If I didn't have to a worry if I was going to be able to find diapers for my daughter, I might have been looking at the pandemic a little bit differently. If I could send an assistant or a nanny's husband out to purchase these things for me, I might have been looking at the pandemic a little bit differently. Kody acted with this righteous judgment of his kids and his other wives. Robyn and her kids stayed at home. We decided we could stay at home. And good for you that you were able to do that. That is fantastic. That is probably what we all wish we could have done. You were able to hire childcare. You were able to hire someone to come in and help with, virtual learning for your kids. The majority of people were not afforded such luxuries, and to judge one of your children for continuing to work because, at 21, you've met all of their moral or legal obligations or whatever you call it. So Garrison's out on his ass and he's trying to save for a home. So he can't rely on you. He has to go to work like 99.9% of the general population. We've had Janelle and Christine say on camera that they were following the CDC guidelines, masking up, social distancing, hand sanitizing, all of that, doing their absolute darndest. But they also have adult children living away from home. Maddie had a daughter who needed surgery, so Janelle went to be by her side. Isabel needed surgery. They weren't going to, professional sports games or concerts or, festivals. I mean, as far as I know, I haven't seen if they've been doing any of that, but they've been doing things that most of us were doing in the safest way possible. And it just seemed like unless you were completely hunkered down in your home, any sort of exposure for Kody was just unacceptable. And he just used it as an excuse. The fact of the matter is people had to and continue to have to work to survive. They have to pay their bills. There were eviction moratoriums and foreclosure moratoriums, and I believe those have all ended now, but for the most part, people have had to continue to work. Kids have continued to have to go through their schooling. Life didn't stop. We just had to change the way we lived, and most people did that in the safest way possible. So my biggest problem with these rules is that it was not an attainable solution for the majority of people, because the majority of people can't generate an income in their home. They have to go to work. They have to operate their businesses. It's just not an option for them. And they particularly, I would think, would see the value in that when they brought an employee into their home during the pandemic. It's just, I don't know. You guys will have to let me know what you think down in the comments. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Reality Squad, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Have a good one. Much love.